happy that they came and got me, and I'm just trying to return the favor of balling out and doing what I can do to help the team.
We get a chance to speak with a guy, as we talked about, that some of the national voices are pretty excited about. Rookie for this Seahawks team, Tory Horton, is with us. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Excited to be back out on the field and ready to keep working.
Do you hear any of those comments? We were playing a cut last week from Daniel Jeremiah, and he was talking about you and just kind of raving like you were a steal, and this kid's got he can do this, that, and he, if not for this injury, he would have been up this much higher in my book, and just really raving about you. Does that get back to you at all, or are you kind of tuned out of that?
I try to tune out of it. I got a pretty supportive family, so they kind of send that in our little fan bam group chat. So, I actually did see a little bit of it. It's always nice to hear those things, and I'm just trying to prove something to myself, and just work every day.
Do you know who Daniel Jeremiah is, Tory?
Daniel Jeremiah?
Yeah.
The radio?
Yeah, he's on the radio.
I probably got to see. I got to put a face to
football analyst on NFL Network.
Tory, it don't matter.
I gotta see. I gotta see the face again.
Yeah, no, but so how's everything going for you out there, man? I mean, it looks like you're fitting right in. And how different are the drills? And what are some of the things that you've noticed about being at the next level?
I feel like it's just, very detailed. I feel like everybody's out there working on a certain craft and, trying to perfect that craft. And every day you just try to, select that weak spot that you feel like you have in your game and go and sharpen that up. At the end of the day, you just want to be the best, overall player that you could be, and everybody got different roles, everybody got different attributes. So I feel like working on, your craft and trying to perfect everything to just 1% better every day is like the mindset that I take. And, behind Coop and Jackson, all those vets, you kind of see how they, hold themselves up to standard. And, sometimes it may not go their way, but they come back and respond with a, big play or something.
I think receiver is one of the harder, the transition, because, like, the field's different, the landmarks are different, and then I always say, like, if they want you to run a route at 5.5 yards, it can't be at 6, it can't be at 5, right? I mean, It's very, you kind of mentioned it, but, like, it seems like for receivers, it's, like, kind of blown up that, like, you have to be very precise in your route running.
Yeah, of course. Like, every route has, a landmark or, a certain yardage, and you want to get to that certain yardage because, it's all with timing. And what I notice is the quarterbacks have a clock in their head and they have a certain hitch or timing on where they want to let the the ball fly. And if you're not in that spot, that's the receiver's job to get there. So of course, coming to the next level, that's one of the main things. The field is a little different. They talk about splits. The hash marks is different. So just kind of trying to learn everything and still get the the playbook installed. It's a huge jump, but at the end of the day, we're all professionals, and this is something that we love to do. So the hard work and the just the preparation don't go on the field; it's off the field, and that's the huge part, because the less thinking you do on the field, the more you can go out there and just do what you could do.
Yeah.
Who did you grow up, I don't know, idolizing, just kind of modeling your game after? Did you have receivers that you grew up going, man, I want to play like that guy if I ever get to the NFL?
Yeah, for sure, Devontae Adams. He went to Fresno State. I'm from Fresno myself, so he's been turning it up in the league for some years, and just his savviness, his releases, route running is just something that you try to imitate. The separation that he gets off the ball and in his routes, his hands is great too. So that's a receiver that I grew up watching a lot. Starting from Fresno State.
There's something about Fresno. There's just a toughness that comes out of that. Every time I see a player from Fresno, I'm like, this guy's at least going to be tough, man. Not every player makes it, obviously. And then you end up going to Nevada, Reno for 2 years, and then on to Colorado State. Tell us about that transition.
So out of high school, I actually only had one offer, which was Nevada. Fresno State didn't want to offer me. It's kind of a chip on my shoulder that I took. And, it was Coach Jay Norvell who kind of took a shot on me. Shout out to him. And, I went to Norvell, signed there on the spot, and was like, man, this is my only opportunity. And, I kind of made the best of it. Didn't have the intentions of kind of, you know, trying to be that breakout player year one because, you know, you the last guy to sign. I was one of the last signees, and I was like, you know, I just need a shot. I just need opportunity, and, you know, I worked my butt off. And being behind, like, Romeo Dubs and Elijah Cooks and all them, they kind of, you know, gave me some key pointers, and, you know, I kind of made some big plays, you know, the first 2 years. And then, you know, Romeo and them kind of entered the draft by my sophomore year, and Norvell and a couple of coaching staff ended up taking a new role at Colorado State. So
you went with that.
I jumped in the portal, and Fresno State offered me before they even offered me, and they knew I was coming. So it was nice to kind of get that offer now, but, you know, it was a little too late, and I don't hold nothing against them, but you know, if you got some talent in the backyard, why not come and get it? But, you know, that's something, you know, you could prove, and you could talk about that because it's just the young generation of, you know, you got some young guys who could ball, so you need to take your shot on those who's from Fresno.
Yeah. Hey, before we let you go, I'm just curious, you go in the 5th round, come to Seattle. Were you hearing that from your agent? Did you have a sense of what round you were going to go in? And did you think, oh, I'm going to be going to a different team? Was it a surprise at all, or what? How did that process go for you?
You know, we kind of had talks of, you know, 3rd, 4th round. Of course, the injury played a factor, and, you know, my family is, you know, like I said, very supportive. So, you know, they kind of had that mindset of, you know, 3rd or 4th. I kind of shot myself lower just because, you know, you don't want to get your hopes too high. And just me having that mindset of going into the later rounds, it kind of lights a fire under you to, you know, to say, like, hey, I got something to prove. You know, it's truly a blessing to get picked up. And I couldn't be, you know, any more. Like, I was excited when I heard the call from Seattle. You know, I came up on a 30 visit. I loved it. I loved the coaching staff, and, you know, just everybody who was working around when I was up here for my visit. And when I got the call and heard it was Seattle, you know, I was pumped. You know, I was like, man, these guys see something in me that these other teams don't. So, you know, I'm happy that they came and got me, and, you know, I'm just trying to return the favor of, you know, balling out and doing what I can do to help the team.
We're happy too.
Yeah, we can't wait to see you out there at Lumen Field in front of those fans, man. It's going to be a cool experience for you. It's we can't wait for it. Good to talk to you, man. Really appreciate you spending a few minutes with us, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Appreciate you guys. Go 12, baby.
There he is. Tory Horton of your Seattle Seahawks.